Super Mario 64 is universally renowned as one of the best video games of all time ever to be made of any genre, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the things you may not have known about this game and look at some beta information and all kinds of crazy stuff that you guys may not have known. Now, first of all, I want to go ahead and start off this video by saying that this game is one of my all-time favorites, and it should be one of yours too. This game really opened up my eyes to gaming and what it could be back when I was younger. And when this game came out in like 1996, I was only a couple years old, but I remember playing the crap out of this game, and it was really different than anything that had been around, than prior to this game. The whole 3D world with you going where you wanted to go. That was a platformer, but you weren't stuck to a line in the game where it wasn't linear. You could go wherever you wanted, whenever you wanted, and it was in 3D, and that was so amazing for the groundbreaking and innovative for the time. It was ridiculous, and the graphics back then were just, these were outstanding. But here we're going to look at some of the stuff that you guys may not have known from the beta, the alpha, and the pre-release date launches. Now, there's a bunch of crazy things I want to go over in this video, so we got to go ahead and jump right into it. And what you guys are seeing are some screenshots, and clearly there's differences between the finished product and what you guys are seeing here. Obviously, there's HUD difference, the power button, the power levels difference as you see here. It's an arrow instead of the pie chart. Also, the character for life looks different, looks more like the Paper Mario guy to me. The stars and the coins up there in the HUD looks different. Everything looks different pretty much because it is a beta. But there's some other things I want to just jump into. There's a huge long list I want to jump into. The original Mario 64 was rumored to have been originally started for the SNES, and it might have been an actual prototype out there somewhere. Miyamoto is quoted as saying, as you guys are looking at some of the differences between the games right there, Miyamoto is quoted as saying that it could have run on the SNES, on the Super chip, but they only put it on the N64 because the N64 controller had more buttons, therefore making it easier to control a character in 3 dimensions, which makes so much perfect sense if you really think about it. So it could have actually been a Super Nintendo NES game, but apparently they would have had to made its own special controller for it, or some kind of new controller just for this game, and they decided to put it off or just keep on developing it and making it better until they released the N64, which is also known as the Ultra 64 back in those days, which is really kind of cool. I did not know that. Now, another thing that was rumored and actually kind of talked about by the creator of the game, Miyamoto, is it was rumored that there were supposed to be, initially they wanted to have 2-player multiplayer capability, where one player would play as Mario and the other would play as Luigi, and they would work their way through the castles together. Now, Miyamoto said that the camera view would be smaller, and it would get smaller as the characters got farther away from each other, kind of like it does in Super Smash Brothers. But it was just too. The Nintendo at the time was too underpowered for this. It couldn't really handle it with these huge worlds. It couldn't handle taking 2 character models and moving the screens and all that kind of stuff. The technology was just not there at the time, so the idea of multiplayer was scrapped early on in the game. Now, also another thing I wanted to touch on is the Luigi in the game rumors. There has been rumors about Luigi being in Super Mario 64 since the day the game was released. There's so many of these. Most of them revolve around the statue in or the fountain in the courtyard that says, quote, L is the real in 2401. Now, people thought what this meant was that you could unlock Luigi by collecting 2401 coins. Come to figure out, there's actually 200 less coins than that in the entire game. What that really meant, what it actually came down to really meaning, was actually confirmed later on by Nintendo, is that was the expected release date for Paper Mario for the N64. Luigi might, I don't know if Luigi's probably in that game anyway, but anyway, that's what that meant. It was not anything to do with Luigi. There's also all kinds of other rumors, getting anything that ranges from getting 120 stars on every file or something like that. There's many rumors about getting Luigi in this game as an unlockable character, but the facts are facts that he is just not in this game. He is not even coded into this game, so there is no possible way of getting Luigi. You can put that one to rest. Now, some things that are actually true about this game. There was originally supposed to be 32 courses or worlds, but they actually only ended up being 15. Originally, the game was not supposed to be a free roam, but they eventually changed it. Now, what they mean by that, there was actually supposed to be a classic Mario flag ending part of every level, where you jump up and grab the flag and it pulls it down, and then the level ends instead of getting stars. This was replaced by stars ultimately in the later design of the game, but they thought that having the flag would make it too linear, and they wanted to move away from linear and move into a free roam game, which is eventually what they did, and eventually made this game so amazing. So good for them. Now, some other things that you guys may not have known that they kind of changed or in the beta is you saw that triple twirl jump earlier. That never made it into the game. It was replaced by, of course, the double flip jump, or whatever it's called. But definitely the twirl jump did not make it into the game. Also, as you guys can see, everything looks a little different. The textures are different. The course design may be slightly different. I don't think the course design for that particular lava level is different, but many courses were changed. Many things were added in. As you guys can tell, there's also the coins look different. There was all kinds of things. There was no stairs in the castle in the beta. I'm not really sure why. There's that triple spin jump I was speaking of earlier. Not really sure why it was dropped. It looked like it'd been so cool to do that flippy jump and spin and kind of fly for a second. I don't know why they took that out, but they did. But anyway, also Mario's voice was much higher pitched and it sounded more childish, I guess. I don't know. I don't really have any good sound clips of it, but I take my word for it. I've heard it before and it's totally different. It sounds totally different. I'll try and get a sound clip for you guys for the next video. Also, the Yoshi being in the game he actually is in the game. If you guys are not familiar with this, if you guys get all 120 stars, you can shoot yourself with a cannon that unlocks up on top of the castle on the roof, where you'll see Yoshi. He will give you like I think 120 lives or something like that and talk to you, but that's about it. But if you guys actually take a closer look into the coding of the actual game, there is actually a source code for an image that is a Yoshi egg, and it actually moves. I'll go ahead and put that image up right now. And this leads people to speculate that Yoshi was originally supposed to be a bigger part of this game, but never made it into it. There's also unused coding for this character you see in the Lava Land called Blarg. He was actually supposed to be a boss in this game, and you can actually access this part of the game using a Game Shark. I've never personally done it, but I've seen it in videos on YouTube. You can go check that on YouTube if you want to see the boss battle with Blarg. It was built into the game, but it was ultimately scrapped last second. Not really too sure why. There's also been coding found for a yellow block, which is like one of those special ability hats that Mario can unlock. The red one is the flying cap, the green one is the medal. There was one for a yellow one, and it's speculated that this was potentially another power-up, being the invincibility star, but it was scrapped last seconds because there's already stars in the game being the things you're supposed to collect. They don't want to confuse the players, apparently. That is all just speculation, of course, but that actually makes pretty good sense to me. Some other things I wanted to touch on real quick. As you guys can tell, the differences are pretty big between the beta and the actual finished product. As you guys can see, the textures look different and everything looks kind of different. I kind of like the different colors, but you know, you can't complain with the finished product. What ended up being so beautiful, you really can't go wrong either way. But some of the things I really wish would have made it into there. I really wish multiplayer would have made it in. But I have one last thing to talk about that multiplayer, and that actually, you know what? I think I'll say that for the next video. I want to say that for the next video because in the next video I'm going to be talking about the rumored sequel to this game that never came to be. I don't want to give too much away about it, but there's some really cool information out there about Super Mario 64 2. So make sure you guys stick around. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Make sure you guys drop a like in this video. As soon as this video hits 550 likes, I'll go ahead and make the second video in this. Also, come check out some of my other videos, my cartoon conspiracy theories on Dexter's Lab and other kinds of cartoons, and check out some Titanfall gameplay. That's all I have for this time, guys. Game the fuck on. Until next time, peace out.